We have our first command that asks the user to enter in something on the keyboard, right? Asks a question, and then what they enter in, 1 or 2, is going to be saved in this variable called answer, right? Again, this is like just a storage place where we can save what they typed in. If they typed in a 1, answer is going to be equal to 1. If we enter in a 2, answer is going to be equal to 2, right? So we have a set of questions in our program, so I'm going to go ahead and paste those in, right? We have the second question, then sleep, third question, sleep, a fourth question, and I think I'm missing a sleep here, so I'm going to copy that line and paste them in. Okay, so what we want the program to do is, based on their answers here, whether they are the healthy choice or the unhealthy choice, we want to, at the end, print out one of these 3 different answers. All right, so now you need to think about, how do I make my program make a decision? So the way we can make a decision is using an if statement. Okay, and so this is how it goes. And just a reminder, and this is just an introductory lesson, and if this kind of confuses you or goes over your head, don't worry about it. We just kind of want to put this program together, so just follow along. And if this is something that you are beginning to understand, at this stage, and that's a good sign, right? But if you're not completely normal, don't worry about it, right? So we're going to come over here, and we're going to have an if statement. It's going to be like, if this thing is true, right? If this statement is true, then I want to do that, okay? And then I could say else if, right? Else if this statement is true, I want to do that, right? And I could say else do that. Okay, so what that means is it's going to say, is this true? If it is true, I'm going to do that. If this is not true, it's false, I'm going to come here and check if this is true. And if it is true, I'm going to come here and do that. And if that's not true and that's not true, it's always going to do this last one. Okay, so what we need now is a statement that's going to kind of be true if they answered unhealthily on the set of questions, right? And then we need a statement that's going to be true if they answered, in the middle of the range to these questions. And then if they answered well or healthily on those questions, then it's going to come here to the last one. So we need a variable. We need another one, okay? And so we make our variables up here at the top of our program. Okay, so we should also actually make answer up here at the top of the program. I'm going to make it equal to nothing. Okay, and we make our variable here at the top, and we use it down here. Okay, and then I'm going to make a health variable. I'm going to set it equal to 0. Okay? So I make this health variable, set it equal to 0, and well, actually, let me make it equal to 5. Okay, so start out with an average health. If the range is from 0 to 10, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I should have 5 questions here. And what I can do is, after the answer, I could say if answer is equal to 1, right? Notice there are 2 equal signs. That means that this is a question that is either evaluated to true or false. And so if it's equal to 1, that means they chose the unhealthy option, right? So I'm going to say health is equal to what health used to be equal to, minus 1. And then I'm going to say else, right? The only else is if they answered 2. So if they answered 2, that means they're healthy. And so I'm going to say health is equal to health plus 1. And yeah, and this is what you're going to do. Whoa. This is what we're going to do for all of the questions. Okay, here and here and here. Okay, so now we have this health variable, and if they answered poorly on all the questions, it's going to be equal to 0, right? Because we subtract 1 here, that make health is equal to 4. We subtract 1 here because they answered unhealthily, and it'll go down to 3, 2, 1, and if we had a 5th question here, it would go down to 0. Right? But if they answered healthily, then it would go up by 1. So it would go from 5 to 6 to 7 to 8 to 9 to 10. Okay, so when we get to this portion, this if statement, it's going to be either equal to 0 or to 5 or to 10. Okay, so what we can say here is we can say if health is less than or equal to 3. Okay, you can do that. You could say if it's less than or equal to 3, then we can say you're not healthy, right? Then we can say if health is less than or equal to 7, you're kind of healthy. And if it ever gets to this else here, that means we know that health is not less than 3, it's not less than 7, then it is definitely going to be either 8, 9, or 10, and that means they're healthy. Right? So if we go ahead and run the program, hold on. One thing I need to make sure of is that my minus and pluses are correct. So the answer 1 is an unhealthy choice, so I subtract. Answer 1 here to this question is a healthy choice, so I'm going to add, and then I'm going to subtract here. And then the 1 here is the healthy choice, so I'm going to add, and then I'm going to subtract. And so now everything should be good because the math is good. I run my game. I'm going to choose unhealthy choices. Ice cream, boba, Big Macs, and drive to work school. You see that? Right? It prints out you're unhealthy. And then I'm going to rerun the game. And I'm going to choose healthy choices. So instead of the ice cream, I'm going to go with the Asian pears. Instead of the boba, I'm going to go with low-fat milk. I'll do the fried rice, the walk to school, and you can see that it now gives me a different output. So that is how we are going to put this program together. And what you're going to do is you're going to change the intro, you're going to change the questions, and you're going to change the output to the screen. Okay.